Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Marketing Gyan, the podcast where we keep on sharing some of the informative tools, techniques, case studies, and latest updates in digital marketing domain. I'm your host Prince Kumar, and our guest for today is Priya Mishra. Priya is Australia's leading marketing strategist, consultant, speaker, author, and entrepreneur. She co-founded Corporality Global, a distinctive marketing agency that currently operates in Australia and New Zealand. She has also recently authored a book titled Journey of Perseverance. Today, we will try to understand intent based conversational marketing from her. Hi, Priya. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
So, you have spent 25 years into tech and marketing. Can you just elaborate your corporate journey so far?
So I started my corporate journey in 1995 after my graduation, but before that I was already started during my graduation my COBOL programming language, and since then I am always been in my whole IT solution field. I started my career as a marketing, and then went towards with the wave. In back in those days, wave in India was like that majority of jobs, good quality job was coming in IT when I was in 90s and 2000. If you remember, up until 2005 the wave was very strong. So yeah, I keep going, and I grew up with the technology throughout my life. I evolve, innovate, adopt, and I continued growing for 18 years in corporate journey. I worked with some of the very golden opportunity, and work with the very big companies like SCL, KLG. They have a great innovative products, and I was fortunate to get those opportunity in that. In 2010 I've been transferred to Sydney, and since then I'm in Sydney. I continued my journey here 7 years ago. I quit my job. I started my own agency, and thankfully it's growing swiftly. Just to correct, we are not just operating in Australia and New Zealand. We are operating globally. So I have clients from Finland, Europe, UK, US, India, and Australia, New Zealand, of course.
Great, great. That's really pleasing to know about your client portfolio.
Thanks.
So, you have recently authored a book also that
Yes.
is Journey of Perseverance.
Yes.
Can you share more lights on it?
We all go through a journey. In everyone's life is a journey. No matter what you do, what little or more you achieved in your life. My life was very challenging because I am coming from a very humble background. It's a very a small village. I grew up, and back then it was like educating the city, and the state I belonged to, where not much if preference was educating to girls, whereas my parents chose to do that, and my all relatives were very supportive towards it. So I got very I used to travel 2-3 hours from train journey to go to the school and come back, and my father was always in a transferable job. And that perseverance actually kept me going. There are a lot of people started their journey and they quit. So I have written in my book that rejection, you have to be there is a book called Reject Me and I Love It, by John Furman. But I somehow knew from my childhood that I have to be persuasive, I have to be consistent, I have to do whatever it takes. So that's persistency kept me going, and the success I have achieved, I give the credit to that. I started my first job when I was 10, 11 years old, and I used to go to used to be a radio station, only radio station, Prasar Bharati. And when I was going to ask them, I want to work here as a child artist, they were saying, no, we don't hire little children. I was very teeny tiny little children, short height. And that time, I kept going 7 months unstoppable every day after school, checking on them. just checking if you have any opening, just checking. And one day one of a guy called me and he said, can you recite a poetry? And I said, yes, I can. And in that time they gave me 8 lines, and I kept going that recitation for 15-20 minutes, god knows, half an hour. And he stopped me and he said, how do you remember? I said, I was getting ready for today, what if I'll get that opportunity? And one crackdown of that rejection and achievement actually gave me a strength and confidence that this works, this perseverance works. And I kept applying throughout my life.
Definitely, this was an amazing journey that you have told about. So now coming to today's topic, that is conversational marketing.
Yeah.
So can you help our audience understand what actually is intent-based conversational marketing?
See, I'll start with the intent base first. So, intent base is actually when you are searching for a prospect, you go and search. Majority of marketers are talking like this, that I want this is demographic, this is psychometric, this is the kind of people I'm looking for, this is the kind of budget I'm looking for, this is the kind of investment I'm expecting from clients to do. But they forget to, I mean, everybody is teaching value add, right? So everybody is saying, what is your proposition? And I'm thinking, what is your pain and gain? you know so value proposition is all about pain and gain designing, right? So once you find your pain and gain, what's the problem you are gonna solve, and you start looking for that kind of people who has that exact that pain, and you're gonna solve that pain, and you find out that psychometric based on that pain and gain situation, then you will find the right intent. The psychology, the human behavior tells when something is strong going on in your head, you are more intent to pay attention to that detail, right? So suppose I want to buy a red shoe today, and Google is actually, and I searched it, Google find my interest. They keep showing me what all the red shoes are available in the market, from the Amazon, from the eBay, from whatever online platform it is. They found my intent, that I have an intent to buy and I have an interest going on right now. It means iron is hot, and they keep showing you that intent. And the more they will show, the more opportunity I'm getting, and then I'm exploring it, and I am in so desperation, and my emotion and behavior is getting provoked, that I'll buy that product. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's how the intent works. So you need to find out where the intent is, what kind of a psychology going on, the persona you are targeting, and based on that persona targeting, you can give the your conversation, your narrative, to provoke that emotion, give them the customer journey, so that they will lead to you automatically. Okay. So it is a matter of research.
Got it. So you have described about intent based. What about this conversational marketing?
So when you get that intent of your customer, then what you do, you always find that how you can create the communication, right? So say, Prince, you are interested to buy, today, if you are interested to buy some, say, a fridge for your house, and you have that intention, you are just looking for the right opportunity, or right product for you. If I'll keep showcasing my feature, and I keep conversing without direct communication, I keep conversing through how I can solve my pain, your pain, through my value proposition, then I'm initiating a conversation on a different platform. So we need to come up with a omni effect marketing, where we majority of people think conversation marketing is just a chat bot or a chat communication, right? Whenever you will see, there is a tool called Drip. They have a full details talking about the conversation marketing, and it is worth checking out on the conversation marketing. But then I have noticed that we can go above and beyond than the chat solution. We can actually initiate the conversation on the every platform, And once you start showing your narrative, your story for that particular intent, the communication start, they start liking, they start sharing, they start engaging with you. That's also a form of indirect communication. And in that turn, once you find that getting the strong warmth communication, I feel like we are already warming up there. And once we start warming up them, we can actually reach out to them and say, hey, I have seen you, you are actually engaging with us. What would you like to know, or how can I help you? And then you pitch yourself, book your discovery call, find out what else it can do. And that's where your whole journey is start of conversation, and you convert them to a prospect.
So this you have given a clear idea about what conversational marketing is all about.
Yeah, it's not just related to chat, it goes way beyond that
Very
than
beyond
that.
that. So how brands can understand the intent of its audience on different online platform, whether it might be on website, social media, or any other.
See, your website in itself is an island, right? Where it's a beautiful island where nobody visit unless you actually drive your traffic towards it. And that's why there are so many tools like social media, SEO, email marketing, all that. Those are the tools of marketing. They're not the solution. Okay, so you have to drive the traffic towards your website. Even if you are going in a networking event, and like right now you ask how can people buy your book, I said priya.sydney, and then people who are hearing us here, I'm actually driving them to my traffic. Right now it's my uh, people who already here, they already know what I'm talking about, they showed their interest, visited my website. It's my job to capture their interest, right? So when you reach there on their website, how you're gonna capture that interest which is very strong at that time? Okay, how you can facilitate the emotion the going your consumer is going through, right? That's where your all magic starts, right? So when we are doing that, when you start thinking about how I'm gonna find that intent, and if you see, you can you I always say that there are two type of businesses. One is survivor and one is sustainer. So if you are not building a sustainable business, then you are not gonna stay longer period. You and to stay in a long period, you have to think about sustainability. And to think about sustainability, if you are only a lead hungry company, then there definitely you are trying to survive. I want lead today and tomorrow. But if you are building a brand position where actually you are creating a trust advocacy and the evangelist for you, they become billboard for you. They will keep driving people towards you. And that's where you see that all that brand positioning starts working out for you. So when I say, if you research based company, the innovative companies, they are the people who are actually invincible. They are the people who are always thinking how else we can serve, what else we can do, right? So when you start thinking like a human, even if you are using a lot of AI but it's still not leaving the EQ touch, that's where you feel you find how to nurture the intent.
So you have given a basic idea of how one can understand the intent.
Yeah.
Now, what are the different ways to have this conversational marketing based on the audience responses? Like you told in the initial that once we are able to understand what are they looking for, accordingly we can plan our conversational marketing. But
Yeah.
then, what are the different ways we can go with that?
Yeah, so see, conversation. What do you understand by my question to audience? Think about it. What do you understand about the conversation? Conversation is not one-sided. That right now I'm not doing a two-way communication other than me and you, Prince. But indirectly, I'm doing a conversation. I'm trying to drive a motive in audience listeners' head, right? So what happens, even though you are not directly communicating in your head, you are actually processing and judging and creating that bubble effect in yourself, and that how I can implement. And when you are thinking like that, you go and search. So when you're going on social media and you see somebody likes, what do? What do you initiate any communication there when people are engaging a good piece of content, Priya? What do you do after that? Right, that's a start. When people are actually reaching out to you, like recently somebody said, when you get a unknown call, do you receive? I receive those call and I politely say no. Right, I'm not interested if it is not related to my, the service I'm doing it. But I am very entertained. I prefer to entertain every call by my team members or somebody should definitely perform. You can drive the traffic to your website and you can actually engage them with your website. Their chatbot is going, there is a automation is happening. But I have find not many people are showing their interest in communicating with the chatbot. Right, so if somehow a human can sit there and communicate and respond to that chat, that will be a good start. If you are responding to your social media messages, that will be a good response. When you are seeing the email and you are responding within 12 to 24 hours, that will be a really retainer concept. So there are different ways of doing it. You are, when you are doing something great, like I'm very proud that I have finished this book. It's a proud moment for me, and I shared this with all the people I have been communicating in past 2 years. Right, so I let them know, and I'm not spamming them. I'm against spamming, so I just let them know that one time that this book is coming out, would you mind joining it? Right, or would you be interested to buy my book, or would you be interested to support my cause, like my book or my process, what I'm going through? Either way, you are initiating and giving them the opportunity to be involved with your process, you know and that's very much important. Don't forget it. Ultimately, whatever you do, it is always comes down to the human to human behavior. There is no b2b, b2c, it is all h to h, human to human.
Definitely. So you have mentioned the different types of conversational marketing,
Yeah.
whether it might be chatbot and few other. There's one more technique, that is the live videos. Because when we talk about conversational marketing, it's, I think so, one of the best platform where one can directly interact with their customers, understand their problems and cases. So,
Yeah.
do you think live videos play an important role in conversational marketing?
I believe any kind of content you are producing, whether it is audio, video, today I missed out one of due to technical glitch. I missed out one of my appointment, and the gentleman was so humble enough. I really loved his approach. Instead of getting angry on me, it was not in my calendar, but in somehow in it was in his calendar, and the gentleman sent me a nice video saying, I'm so sorry, Priya, you did not show up today, but I would love you to be booking you my another calendar. I was so apologetic, but I loved the approach that gentleman took. Right, so
Definitely.
point I'm trying to say, that instead of, I mean, there it could be 100 other reason. I mean, there is not everybody is like, ignorant that they will not value your time. So you have to give that opportunity to understand what did went wrong and what happened. And if you are humble enough, there is a chance you can give that opportunity to the next level, and the person will communicate with you further. you know and I did book another time with him, and I'm looking forward to meet him again. The point I'm trying to say that there are many form of content communication right now. Thank god we are not limited to library anymore. Right, so your ocean internet is an ocean, but my only concern with the ocean is don't pollute. When you are writing a content, make sure that content is very relevant, content is very contextual. Because that's why Google is judging you based on your bounce rate. If you're not giving the relevancy, you're giving all that journey to your customer coming to your website, and they are not actually getting the relevancy of the context, and the context of the content, then they are actually quitting as fast as you can not even imagine. It's better to give the contextual communication. You have to give the relevant journey to your customer so they don't feel disappointed.
Sure, sure. So you have told a lot about understanding the customers and then creating the plan, the conversational marketing plan accordingly.
Yeah.
So does this marketing can also benefit for B2B businesses?
Any business. See, I'm B2B business. I'm a management consulting. I do not deal with the consumer at all. My dealing is directly to the business to business, and I implemented completely conversational based marketing, intent based marketing. I always take the futuristic approach, you know. So I everybody and anybody can implement.
Can you also share any case study where you implemented this conversational marketing and based on the response you received?
See, I have all my customers are very majority of my customers are long-term customers. I work in a retainer model, right? And the reason why people join me, why they join me, because they think at I'm not focusing on best customer service. I'm focusing on more of a customer satisfaction, right? So when I focus on customer satisfaction, I'm more worried about what they feel and how they feel. And it happens your first step starts with your communication. Even though if there is any misunderstanding or a doubt, I would rather jump on a call and clarify it rather than playing mail on it. So rather than the way you have to implement that, you have to think everybody you are gonna start your journey with before you start the journey, you implemented this conversation, so they know that you are very attentive, they know you are very transparent, they know you are communicative, and they know you are available for them, right? Because if you are showcasing you are too busy, then it's a problem. I'm not saying everybody nobody is busy, everybody is busy in this world, but your customer is paying for your attention, your customer is paying for your availability. So be available, or create a process to be available. I understand, if you are a small business you cannot be attentive to everyone, but you need to create some form of communication model where people can reach out to you as and when they feel it to be. I have some clients who are working with me for 5 years. Some of the clients do not call me for years until I call them, but I do make sure that I'm calling them at least on the every 2-3 months, right? Some people I meet every week, depends on the different nature of the customer. So I have many case studies I can lay down here. It will be like limited time, but yeah, this is how I actually approach.
So you have given a lot of clarity on planning for the intent based conversational marketing. Any last piece of advice to digital marketers on how they should be prepared for the future marketing challenges?
I feel like take an accountability, stand for your promises, and make sure that your client is not disappointed. When you create a brand and you become a sustainable business, the lead will follow. Everything will fall in place if you will follow the right path. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you for giving this motivational message.
Thank you.
So, with this, we have come to the end of today's episode. It was great learning some of the best tips on implementing the conversational marketing. Thank you so much, Priya, and best of luck for your book launch. And looking forward to have you again on our show.
Thank you, Prince. Thanks for your opportunity. Thanks.